Okay, so Parrot's video wonder what's my next video poll, so let's start. Of course, I'm gonna start the video with a recap of what happened in the video I got hunted by a Minecraft hacker for a better understanding. The video starts with Leo, Nuffly, and Parrot finding an abandoned village, until they find a player named True Original. They ask what happened to the village, and the True responds with, "I happened." He was the one that destroyed the village and killed everyone here. He was gonna kill them next. Leo tries to attack True, but he teleports away after Leo tries to hit him. He was hacking. Now, if you have ever seen a True Original video, this is normal, because he posts videos that most of the time are about him hacking. True starts flying and basically doing everything a normal player couldn't be able to do. True teleports away. The team's plan was to stay close to each other, till Leo pulls a fishing rod, activating an orbital strike cannon on them, completely destroying the destroyed village. Even though they destroyed the village, they couldn't find True, until True dumps down amazing Nuffly. They had to run away from True. They get to the water and they realize that True was able to walk on the water. The team swims in the ocean until they see an ocean monument. They make another portal there and fly away. They get back to Bat, which is the team's main base. Well, it wasn't the base anymore, because it was completely destroyed. In the base, they see the Rapture and Siguato. They explain that there was a hacker that was behind all of this. They walk around Bat and Siguato kills a creeper that was in their way. Siguato one-shots the creeper with his unenchanted bow. Now, a normal player wouldn't mind this at all, but if you play Minecraft quite a lot, you would know that this amount of damage on an unenchanted bow is impossible. Parrot realizes that. Parrot confronts Siguato on this and Siguato turns to True. They run away to the middle and hide, until they hear blocks being broken, like a lot of blocks. True minds up with his cheats and spliffs them underground. They try to run away, but it was almost impossible. Leo decides to sacrifice himself for the others to run away. Parrot, the Rap, and Nuffly make a new base, so Nuffly says to report True, but Parrot refuses. He knew True was just another hunter that the director hired. If they were able to survive True's attacks, they could get more information on the director. In the middle of building their base, they see Leo that was able to survive. The team finishes their base and think of a way to kill True. They leave the Rapture to stay at the base and the others go to a redstone trading town and get the materials for a mirror receiver. With all of the materials they go back to their base till they threw flying over their heads. They decide to hide in a farm that was nearby. They get to the farm and hide inside of flowers, waiting for True to go away. Until Parrot sees Ratrick. It was Ratrick's farm. Because they were so loud, True hears this and comes down. Hiding inside of flowers, as you can think, isn't a good idea, and True instantly sees them. True does some crazy stuff with hacker powers, and they couldn't do anything, unless they use cobwebs to maybe try to keep True in place, and it worked. Not only that, but they also tried to TNT card True and it also works, popping True's totem. True gets scared and flies away. The team gets back to the base with the materials. Parrot and Nuffly were supposed to watch over the base until Parrot realizes that Nuffly was outside the base. When Parrot checks out what he was doing, he was talking to himself. Parrot asks what he was doing, but Nuffly ignores. Parrot asks if Nuffly knows about the two stars in the Minecraft sky that hover each other, which is gonna be important in the future. After everybody rested, they go to their mirror receiver that was connected to the orbital strike cannon. Nuffly was the one supposed to choose where he was supposed to look at. He chose the two touching stars. This time, with a plan, they wait for True to show up. After some time waiting, he does actually show up. Before the fight, the team set up a trap for True. If they got True in the trap, they could fire the orbital strike cannon. Eventually Parrot gets True in that trap. The only thing was to Nuffly to look at the two hovering stars. With hesitation, he finally does it, but True was prepared. He swaps places with Parrot and now Parrot was the one about to be orbital striked. He uses the chorus fruit from his shulker box and teleports away. They still had to fight True. They decide to trick True into thinking they have another trap planned. They do exactly that, and True didn't dare to get close to them, flying away. It was nighttime. The team gets to their base and Nuffly and Parrot were supposed to watch over again. They get to the top and look at the stars, until they see True Original. They try to run away, but they can't. True asks Parrot to hit him. It was a trick and he removed all of his items after the hit. Then True flies up and TPs Parrot, until they pull off this insane clutch. They fly for a bit, till they get back to their base and see a sign saying, It was clear that True kidnapped Leo and the rap and then used them as leverage. Parrot and Nuffly decide to go to bed earlier and set up a trap, until they see Leo. They quickly realize something was wrong. This wasn't Leo. They remembered that True was able to morph into other players. It had to be True. And they guessed right. Parrot and Nuffly run back to the center of bed and make a skybase. True was still able to damage them, so they drop down and activate the trap. This didn't work too much and True was still flying. This was all of Parrot and Nuffly's plan. The first trap was a distraction and wasn't meant to kill True, because they set up another orbital strike cannon with the mirror receiver connected to it. They also were under their obsidian skybase, so they would stay alive. Nuffly only had to look at the 2 stars, and he did. It actually killed True. Parrot and Nuffly instantly get Leo and the rap back from the bad prison and tell them the news. They get back outside and Nuffly had something to say. He wanted to leave Bad and focus on being himself. Leo wasn't mad and thanks him for being with him. Nuffly drops all of his items and goes away, until he gets obliterated with a bunch of arrows that got fired from a one-shot cannon. Behind, they see the director. He was 100 steps ahead again. He killed Nuffly because he stopped serving his purpose, and that he will do the same to Leo and the rap too. Parrot asks, "What do you want from us?" The director responds with him saying that Parrot knows exactly what he wants. He knows since the beginning, but Parrot is terrified of the truth. The director also says that the story finally comes to an end. He said that he will know who the director is very soon. When that happens, it would all end. The video ends with Parrot running towards the director. Okay, so before we get to the theory stuff and all that, I noticed that the 4 first season 2 Parrot videos rely on every bad member. The first one was Leo, second the Rapture, third Jumper, and this one was Nuffly. In my opinion, there wasn't that much lore midway through the video, but the end is certainly interesting. Of course, in the end is when we meet the director after he killed Nuffly. The director adds that the Rapture and Leo won't be serving their purpose too, which might be them dying or just leaving Parrot's team like Jumper did. We also will know who the director is very soon, which is probably a next video or a video after that. Also, it's interesting how the director knew that Nuffly was going to leave Bad and go the path the director wanted him to go. It seems that the director is always 100 steps ahead every single time. Now, let's take a look at what the director is playing for Parrot and his friends. From what we've seen, the director is someone that knows Parrot very well, and apparently it's the other way too. When Parrot asks the director back in the abandoned factory who he is, the director responds with, "You already know who I am." So definitely is someone very close to Parrot. We've come to a conclusion that it's either Wifies, Parrot, or just someone close to Parrot. If it were to be Wifies, then I can't really put a real reason for Wifies to try and kill Parrot. Although Wifies does know that Parrot is smart when it comes to being hunted down, so he wouldn't be surprised if Parrot would have lived those assassins. But that still doesn't make sense why Wifies would do that. If it was Parrot, then my idea is that the director wants to kill Parrot because he is trying to warn him of something. But I don't think it makes much sense. The director said that the story ends, and yes, I consider the director being an actual director, directing the story. Or at least only for Parrot, since we don't see the director do anything with the other unstable protagonists. No matter who the director really is, they really need something from Parrot that they couldn't have in season 1. Also, quick thing I noticed that I haven't properly explained when I made the Wifies is still alive video, is more proof for him being actually alive. I know some of you guys still talk about this in my comment section, so I'll finish this topic. As we all know, Wifies didn't leave the game after dying. And the only way to actually fake this death message is if the owner's pet is named the same as the player. Some of you guys might not remember, but Parrot did actually tame a pet in the same video that Wifies got teleported. When Wifies and Parrot were making their temporary house on the mountain, Wifies wanted, and I mean wanted, Parrot to tame the dog for him. Let me show you the clip.
Slow falling.
Oh.
So I can bring him here.
Alright, I got the spruce.
He got airdropped.
Here, do you wanna...
should tame him.
Me?
Yeah. Make it a little less lonely.
Sure, do you have bones?
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Alright.
Finally.
Okay, Loki found...
Yes, when Wifies gets teleported, the dog is still there, but doesn't mean that the Mafia didn't switch the dogs for a fake one. They named the real one Wifies and dropped it into the void. Okay, so that's the video. As I said on the voting poll that the Parrot video didn't bring much lore, at least in my opinion. If you are still here, then I encourage you to subscribe to my channel for more Unstable Universe stuff and maybe more in the future. But for now, see you guys in the next video. Bye!